But for heaven's sake, don't kill the goose that lays a golden egg.
Those were words of warning uttered by Tengku Razali Hamzah, one of the architects of Malaysia's oil and gas framework. He was there in 1974 when a win-win federal-state partnership was cemented, built on integrity and a commitment to the fair distribution of wealth among all Malaysians. According to Tengku Razali, Sarawak's then Chief Minister Rahman Yaakob played a central role in negotiating for the establishment of Petronas. He said Rahman and then Prime Minister Abdul Razak Hussein had acted in good faith, putting national interests above all else.
And he was a man who wanted this body to be created. And he's taken into consideration all those laws that were enacted in the States. And Petronas was born after that.
The nationalization of oil resources gave Malaysia a fresh start. It allowed the country to channel oil wealth into building its future, funding public goods like education, healthcare, and infrastructure.
And we could really make use of the oil wealth for the building up of the country. Let it grow together and let people benefit. Tun Razak's noble thinking should go back to the people. And I agree with him.
But today, Sarawak's aspirations for greater control over oil and gas resources within its borders may be putting that legacy at risk. Over the past years, Sarawak has pushed aggressively for Petronas to seal a deal that would transfer Petronas's multi-billion ringgit aggregator role to the state's own oil company, Petroleum Sarawak Berhad. The aggregator role is a critical part of the downstream oil and gas supply chain. Analysts say Petronas's bottom line, which includes an annual profit of up to 20 billion ringgit from gas production in Sarawak alone, could take a hit if the national oil company accedes to Petros's demands. Premier Abang Johari Openg has defended Sarawak's actions, claiming them to be a constitutional right. He says Sarawak is prepared to take its battle to the courts if challenged. Sarawak says its actions are justified based on a colonial-era order issued by Queen Elizabeth II in 1954, which, it claims, extended the state's boundaries. It also relies on state enactments such as the Oil Mining Ordinance 1958 and the Distribution of Gas Ordinance 2016, and has established Petros, the state's very own oil company, to assert control over ONG resources within its borders. However, experts have questioned the legitimacy of those claims. They argue that the Petroleum Development Act 1974, a federal law which grants Petronas exclusive ownership of all onshore and offshore petroleum resources, overrides Sarawak state laws. Article 75 of the Federal Constitution states, if any state law is inconsistent with the federal law shall prevail, and the state law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. For his part, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has stressed the importance of dialogue to resolve such differences.
This is a federal system. We navigate, we negotiate, but we draw the line.
Deputy Prime Minister Fadila Yusof, a Sarawakian, believes both parties can arrive at a mutually beneficial solution.
What we want to achieve is a win-win for both state and also federal.
But Sarawak's push for full control over its oil and gas distribution raises concerns about its potential impact on Petronas's role and the national economy.
If Sarawak feels that they're being victimized, why not bring up the issues and talk with the central government or the Prime Minister who's in charge of Petronas and see where things have gone wrong and where they have been shortchanged. And I'm sure they can put it right. But for heaven's sake, don't kill the goose that lays a golden egg.
Former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin echoed similar sentiments, warning that undermining Petronas could backfire on Sarawak itself.
Saya fikir orang Sarawak pun bijak juga. Abang Jo, saya kawan kenal. Bila dia buat sesuatu tuntutan tu, dia tahu fikir ada batas. Takkanlah sampai orang kata to kill the goose that lay the golden egg. Ambil semua sampai Petronas jatuh, rugi. Pasal kalau Petronas rugi, Sarawak pun rugi.
Since its inception, Petronas has contributed roughly 1.4 trillion ringgit in dividends, taxes, and cash payments to the nation's coffers, funding Malaysia's development and socio-economic progress. Industry experts say Petros lacks Petronas' scale, resources, and expertise to make a similar impact on Sarawak's economy. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad believes compromise is possible provided national unity is preserved.
They want autonomy in the production of petrol. They can share perhaps in the production of petrol. That can be studied.
The stakes are high. Weakening Petronas could jeopardize Malaysia's ability to invest in infrastructure and public services across all states. Resolving this dispute requires visionary leadership. Malaysia's golden goose can only continue to enrich all its peoples if our present leaders display the same spirit of trust, integrity, fairness, and unity shown 50 years ago.
So I think we need to ensure that this process of negotiations with trust, understanding, and respect continue.
Danish Raja Reza, FMT Business.